appreciate you joining us today. I think we got a great one, especially going into the winter seasons next month, and being able to prepare to highlight your teams and your program through the media days. So we'll jump straight in. So as you say, our title today is Lights, Camera, Action, taking our athletic media days to the next level. Kind of the roadmap for today is we're going to do quick introductions of myself and Jason. Then we're going to just hit into media days on a budget, staying on brand, creating dynamic productions, understanding what media days are and the benefits of it. So we will also have the chat open. So if we're on a topic and you have a question, please feel free to put your question in the chat, and we will get to it whenever there's a break or if there's a discussion. We'll make sure that we answer those questions to help you out. So a little bit about who I am. My name is Thomas Fredrickson. I am a certified master athletic administrator through the NIAAA. I've been a coach for 18 years, an athletic director for 12. I love everything media. I started doing media days, and I think we're going to kind of get into it, kind of how we started. I started doing media days back when I was just a coach, really when it wasn't really as popular as it is now. So again, it's a great passion of mine. There's my email address and where you can find myself and Box Out on Twitter or X now, right, with at AD Freddy, and then at Box Out Sports. But I'm gonna turn it over to our guest today. He does a great job, and I think you're going to get a lot out of it. Was able to meet him this past summer, which kind of hit it off and saw the great things that they were doing over at Jenks. So I'll let Jason introduce himself.
Thanks, Freddie. Appreciate you guys having me on. Jason Culler. I'm also a certified master athletic administrator through the NIAAA. I'm on the national faculty, teach LTC 715. Also membership committee member for the NIAAA. Serve as the NIAAA liaison for the state of Oklahoma, where I serve on the OIAAA board. I'm also the associate athletic director at Jenks Public Schools. Jenks is a large school, 3,500 students, 10 through 12, or 9 through 12, excuse me, 9 through 12 in northeastern Oklahoma. We play 6A Division I sports, which is our largest classification. Although we are a large school, budget-wise, we are short on budget, as everybody is. We don't have the funding that most schools in our state and maybe in the nation have. We do not get any general fund dollars. Everything that we generate is from ticket sales and advertising. So that's me in a nutshell. So I'm excited to get going with this. Hopefully I've got some stuff that you guys can use and take. I do want to give you a precursor that I am not classically trained in anything that you're about to see. I've not taken any video production courses, any photography courses. I am a social studies education major by trade. Been in the game since 1998. And everything that you see or about to see is done with primarily free software provided through our district. And I'm sure everybody has the same setup at your school. It's free. You may or may not know that you have it, but hopefully when you see it, you jump in the chat and ask for it. We'll give it to you, and Freddie will kind of monitor that, and we'll get it kicked off.
Yeah, good deal. So again, like I said, we'll jump kind of straight into it. A lot of people think, all right, if we want to do a media day, it's very expensive, right? You got to have a big camera, an expensive camera, expensive lights, and things like that. It doesn't matter if you're at middle school, high school, college level. All of this can be done on a great budget, because all our budgets look different. So that's kind of how we're starting, start with the webinar on is don't be afraid if you don't have a big budget, because all this you can do on a very small budget. And Jason and I have really kind of almost used the exact same stuff. We were talking about it before we jumped on, and some of the stuff that he purchased for dirt cheap was the same thing I purchased for my schools as well. So, so we'll kind of jump in there. I know Jason's got a little PowerPoint he's going to show, but I'm going to let him kind of take over on how to stay on a budget. And like I said, if you got a question anytime that you see something, please throw it in the chat, and I will make sure that I get it asked as we move through. So, Jason, how do we do a great media day on a budget?
Okay, I'm going to share my screen here, kind of show you guys. I'll put a little PowerPoint together so that you can kind of see um, how it goes, how we do what we do. Um, if I can get it to play, got a task marker. So first thing, I want you to know that we do not have a live recording studio or anything like that. We have just simply a closet, and that's what we do. We do our everything is in our closet. This is our closet. Okay, so you can see I got boxes of PPE stuff over there on the left and old computer screens, and this is a storage closet right up here in my office area. So we don't have some extravagant setup. I know you guys can see the lights over here, and you're probably thinking, well, I can't afford the lights, and you see all this stuff. That backdrop was given to us from Under Armour as part of our sponsorship deal that we have with them. I'm sure you guys have Nike or Adidas, or you guys have some sponsor. Hit them up for a free backdrop. They'll give it to you because it's free advertising for them. Anytime you do a coach's show or media day or anything that you do is just free advertising for them. Plus, it helps you guys look professional. Again, that's free. This is where we shoot everything from our media days to our coaches shows to everything is done right in here. This is the packet that I bought. So talking about doing things on a budget, this is a green screen. It's actually 3 screens. It's got a black screen, a white screen, and a green screen. All the lights, tripods, everything that you need to have a professional studio in your closet for $149.99. So I'm going to talk a little bit later on how I got funding for this, because none of this came out of our budget. Okay, so this is all strictly right now. It's free money, and so 150 for the setup that you see here includes the 3 screens, lights, all of the stuff that you can do to make yourself look professional on an extremely shoestring budget. So we host media days for our student athletes in the fall. We bring them in, we video, and when I say we video, I use my iPhone 14. If you know, you can see that right here. That's what I use. That's the device I use to do videos, photos, and everything that you see or you're going to see. So I don't have any professional equipment. I don't have a professional video. The one thing I do have is I have a tripod because I have a shaky hand. So I use the tripod to put my phone in so it films and does everything nice and neat. So we bring our
I will say, Jason, if you go back to the package, again, that's pretty much the exact same package I bought too. It may have been a different name because, you know, on Amazon, you may be a different names and product, but it was the exact same thing. And I will tell you, when we had this set up in our room and those students walked in for the first time, again, you would have thought they were at a studio, right? Because we had the backlight, we had the front lights, we had the green screen or the white screen up, we had it pitch black dark. Like Jason said, I had the phone or the camera on a tripod. I actually bought like a $500 Canon camera package on Amazon as well that came with a tripod and lights and flashers and things like that. So again, you can very easily get this stuff for cheap, like you said, for pretty much nothing. But when they walk in, they already feel like it's a professional studio. And nobody knows you bought this for $150. You know, and so it's another great way. Again, it's all you got to really do is search lighting or picture lighting bundles or on Amazon, and you're going to get a ton of different ones.
I think what I searched, Freddie, was I searched green screen backdrop, and that brought me to green screen. And then there was green screen backdrop packages, just a green screen, a whole bunch of different options. And this was just the one I chose
Yeah.
because had everything that I needed all in one.
Yeah, I will say that I bought another an extra green screen and white screens to put on the floor. Because some of these are great, but some of them are kind of narrow. So if I wanted a wider shot because I want to do a group shot of maybe the seniors or maybe they after we did all the individuals, if they wanted to do friend shots or fun shots, I went out and purchased a little wider green and white screen, and then I took the extra one and put it on the floor so I could get a full body shot if I wanted to and be able to cut it out without having the carpet or the gym floor or whatever in there to kind of mess up the setting. So again, that's something to look into. But again, you can get another green screen for $10 or $15. So it's still not, you're still under $200 having all of that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And so the green screen I have here is about 7 foot tall, and it's about 10 foot worth of green screen. So it does fold down a little bit onto the floor. But like Freddie said, if you're going to go full body shot, you want to definitely get something that goes a little bit further on the ground towards you so that you can back up and get that real good shot. So from this, this is what this picture looks like. The one on the right is that's our running back. We just have them come in their uniform. They take the picture in front of the green screen. And then once I get all of the pictures taken, I go in and I cut it. Picture on the left is what it looks like when I cut it. And I use free software to do this. I just remove the background. It's super simple, super easy. Don't have to have any training. I drop this picture into Canva, Canva, in case you've not heard of Canva. And then I edit picture, and it has a BG or background remover. I click on that, it removes the background, creates the picture that you see on the left. Okay. So then I take that picture on the left and I create a starting lineup that goes onto our video board for our offense and our defense. And so I sell these offensive and defensive. I sell the rights to those to a sponsor. And I get $2,500 for the offensive lineup, and I get $2,500 for the defensive lineup. So you can see that right now I'm already $2,200 in the positive before I buy anything else. And this plays on our video board every home game. We play our offense or defense, depending on who's starting the game. We'll play their video at the time that the game starts. So if we're receiving the ball, we're going to be on offense first. We'll put the offensive lineup up there. If we defer or lose the toss and we're playing defense first, we'll put the defensive lineup up there prior to the game. And then at halftime, we'll do the opposite of that. And so this is what the video looks like after I've gone through and cut the pictures that I've taken at my media days, create the starting lineup. Let me go back real quick.
And while he's finding that, and then this can also be used for indoors too. So if you don't have a jumbotron, we were talking about, I was at a school that didn't have a jumbotron, so I bought a 70, 75-inch TV screen, which again, you can get for $400, $500 at Walmart or Target nowadays. And I mounted that on our gym wall and just ran an HDMI cord to it from my laptop. And we were able to do the same thing as well with our volleyball, wrestling, basketball, everything that was indoors. We tried it outdoors with if it was a smaller stadium or smaller area, we kind of put an outdoor TV out there as well. Or we had a TV on wheels too, that if it was a tennis match or something, we were able to roll that TV out and do some type of video production thing as well. I saw that before you move on, Nadie, close to you, Lindsay had a question. So Lindsay, I'm actually going to just ask you to type that question in the chat, and then we'll get that. We'll make sure that we get that answered here in a second as he's going through his video here.
Yeah. So from the pictures that you saw in the cutout, this is what we start. This is what we do with those pictures and those videos. This is our starting lineup for our offensive line and offensive starters. Um, all of this is done with Adobe After Effects. I do all of this in Adobe After Effects, create these animated intros, put some music to it on the backside through video editor. And then our announcer in the press box is actually reading the lineup that you're seeing as it's coming up onto the video board. So we're getting a good introduction. Again, we're zero money in right now other than our green screen, $159 backdrop. So we're free money right now. And then I'll go ahead and fast forward to, there's my sponsor. So at the end of the video, it goes down and goes to the sponsor, and that's who's paying me they're paying me $2,500 because they're my offensive starting lineup sponsor. So give them their kudos. That runs on the video board right before we kick off. So that's kind of what I do with the still pictures and images.
All right, and then while you're going through that, again, Lindsay reminded me, if when you go back to Canva, you're saying that you clip stuff through Canva. Canva Pro is actually free for educators.
Yes.
It is a paid. If you're not an educator, it is a paid subscription. But Canva Pro is free for educators. All you have to use is your school email. Whenever you go to log in, and you will get all the benefits that Canva Pro offers. So because I don't think the remove background is in just the basic, it's in the pro. So if you haven't gotten a Canva account, just make sure you use your school email, and you'll be able to get that Canva Pro for free.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Lindsay, for that. Lindsay's one of my colleagues from my hometown over in Enid, Oklahoma. So thanks for that, Lindsay. So kind of moving on to making highlight video type stuff, again, from our media days. All of this takes place in either our locker room or a closet right across the hall from where I'm at. And like Freddie said, when the kids walk in, even though they're in a closet, when they got those lights and that green screen and stuff, it makes them feel like it's a professional shoot. Even though I'm shooting it with an iPhone 14, that they still get pretty jacked up about it. So in our locker room, we buy this 65-foot LED strip for $11, and we got two or three of them. I think we got three that we line the inside of our locker room with. And then you'll see on the side, the bottom right-hand corner, we got the smart light bars, and those are a little bit more pricey. They're $60 for a pack of two. We bought two packs, so we're $120 in there. So 150 plus 120 plus 30. That's kind of where we're at for everything that you're going to see that we do. And when I say we do, we are an athletic department of two. It's myself and Tony Dillingham, our district director of athletics, and we have no SID. We have no department here that operates or does anything. So I'm the technology guy. I'm the one that puts all together our starting lineups, our video edits, social media, all of that stuff. And Tony is the budget man. He's the one that gets all the money. I try to get him to give me the money, and so that's kind of how we operate. But we get these two packets here, and from that we are able to create. You can see a photo shoot. This is just in our locker room. You can see the bottom left-hand picture that has those are the LED strip lights that I was talking about. And so we turn the lights off and put those on. They can change colors with your cell phone. So if the kids, want a maroon background or red or yellow or blue or whatever, they can change the color, the lights to go to that. And then the upper left-hand corner you can see is just pictures from our media day. And again, I try to do group shots, try to do individual stuff. I try to do everything that we can think of, just so throughout the year I can create content. Again, I'm not creating content on the day of the media shoot. I do that throughout the year. I put it in a big file on my computer, and then as the weeks come, I create content. But the picture on the bottom right, that's what our locker room looks like just on a normal day. Photo shoot day, we come in and do some different things.
I will say if you throw those LEDs in your locker room, not only does it help with pictures, but it's also a fun environment on game days as well, right? If they want to rock the music, you know those LED strips can dance with the music. They can strobe. They can do all that. So again, it helps for media day, but it also allows you to kind of have a great environment before game and after game. If you do the whole dance in the locker room type deals, that's a big thing now.
Yeah, Freddie, that's perfect point. That's exactly what our kids do on game days. They cut the lights out. They got the LED lights strobing with their music, and they got the music pumping in there. And it really is a next level. Kind of gets it to that collegiate level for our kids. So from that media day, everything that you're about to see on this video is the graphic content shot on a iPhone 14. Again, don't have a professional camera. I do have a zero gravity. I don't know if I don't call it a tripod. It's a zero gravity handheld device that I can put my phone in that keeps the camera balanced and as I move around and do these things. So I'll show this a little bit. I'm going to skip around a little bit, but I'll kind of show you the lights. Dang it. Kind of show you the lights that I was talking about, those stand-up lights and the LEDs. You'll kind of see them in this video. Sorry, I want to pause it, but it not letting me pause, skipping to the next video. But the voices that you hear in here are either our kids talking or our coaches talking. The live video that you see, game time video stuff, that comes from either our game film from Huddle. So I steal that video from Huddle. We have 3 cameras. We do a wide copy from sideline, we do a tight copy from sideline, and then we do an actual sideline copy. The sideline copy is just for me, and I give a kid free pizza on Friday night to hold the camera down there, or his phone. We don't have cameras, just he holds his phone down there and takes videos as it goes. So that's what you're going to kind of see as this goes through here.
But yeah, as it's going through, I want to reiterate, he did all this with a cell phone. Cell phone cameras are amazing now. So again, you don't have to go out and purchase a big $1,000-$2,000 video camera.
So this video right here, I got it paused on. This is from the 1998 state championship game. Just got the footage from local TV station. They had played it as a highlight video in 1998, and I just went into their archives and just clipped the video. Luckily, I've got a good relationship with those guys at Channel 6, and just told them I was going to clip it. They didn't care. They didn't charge me anything for it. They said, as long as you can do it without us having to do any work. So this video was actually clipped and taken. A lot of these clips were just taken. So all of that was just stolen video right there, just from the Channel 6. That was the newscast, and just spliced it all together with our video editor. So we talked about those lights I was telling you about. You can see those in the background, the red stand-up lights. Those are those $60 LED lights I was talking about earlier. You get 2 of them in a pack for $60, $59.99. That's those red lights you see in the background. And this is some of our seniors. So this is just footage I took during the summer with my iPhone. Just went down to practice, and the kid talking in the background just asked him, what's your team going to be made up of this year, and just recorded that information.
So I mean, as you can see, I mean, very easily done with stuff that you already have. And like I said, uh, he's $400 in if you want to say, probably not even that with the LEDs and the lights and uh, the background things. I will say, as we're going through this, be careful of the blinds if you use the green screen, especially if you have a backlight or a front light. Sometimes when you go to take the green screen away, those blondes will have green in their hair. So that's when you may want to use a white background or a black background or gray or whatever you have available to you. So again, I would just be mindful of the kids that have blonde hair. You will see the green highlights in their hair if you've got lights on them as well when you go to clip that. I made that mistake, and the basketball girls definitely called me out on it because I went out and we did player introductions after I made the pictures and everything. So we put out player introductions, and my phone got lit up with my hair is green, or they would come down to the office and they would show me and say, why is my hair green? And so so make sure though that you take that into account as well, whichever color you're using for the back. Again, blue's a good one too, if you can find a blue one. So basically the biggest thing is you just want to make sure you have contrast with your uniforms. Current school I'm at is green, so a green and white. So sometimes using a green or a white backdrop is hard because the colors of the green uniform or the white uniform may blend in with the background, and sometimes the background, the leader may get a little confused. So that's when I would go and use maybe a gray or a blue just to make sure that there's a big contrast between what they're standing in front of and the uniform. So kind of, Jason, if you kind of want to, I think your next slide is moving into the branding part of it. So if you kind of want to talk about how you do all this and stay on brand. Again, brand's a big deal in today's world, and they are the Trojans, and as we all know, there's a ton of Trojan heads out there and things like that. So we want to make sure that we stay on a brand. And I think Jason also talked about when we talked the other day, reason why they want to do this in-house versus trying to get an outside company to come in.
Yeah, so here's our branding guide. We're very specific with our Trojan head logos. The only alternate logo we can use is the JT, which you can see here. But we only have the Trojan head. It has to be looking right. And the JT, our color palette, that's our primary and secondary colors. But everything that we do with our style guide, we want to make sure that it aligns with our mission, our vision, our core values, and our motto. Our motto is a tradition of excellence with a vision for tomorrow. If I outsource this, I think it could lend itself to people using whatever types of logos that they wanted. Like Freddie said, there's a bunch of different Trojan head logos out there. There's a bunch of different Trojan maroons and different maroons. Heck, even when you order a maroon shirt, you could order a Nike maroon and an Under Armour maroon, and they're going to be two different colors. We're very specific in what we have with our Pantone colors, our hex colors, and those types of things. We're also our typography. We also very stringent on what we use, the fonts that we use. We don't stray from this branding guide. We know that this aligns with our district's goals, with our style guide. And so we're very strict with this. And that is part of the reason, like Freddie said, we don't want to outsource this. We want to make sure we do it in-house so we have complete control over the content, what goes in, what goes out. Definitely don't want to put something out there that is different than what your brand is trying to preach. Here's the major components that we use here, social media wise. We use Box Out. I know Lindsay over in Enid uses Box Out. There's several people that use Box Out. We use that because it is the quickest, fastest, easiest way to put a graphic out and get content out immediately. I can get on Box Out and do a graphic in 4 seconds and have it pushed out. So if I'm doing a score update, I can just change the score update. I can change the score. Boom, it's out automatically. I can send it to three different. Social media outlets. I can send it to Facebook. I can send it to Instagram, and I can send it to X or Twitter, whatever you guys still want to call that. But I can send it to those three with the click of a button. Super simple, super easy, super fast. That's our quickest way to do game day graphics and get those things out. And they look awesome. I mean, um, you know, can't not look awesome if you're comparing the likes of Notre Dame and Villanova and Ohio State and those cats that Box Out uses. So that's our social media content for game day stuff and game day adventures. Um, then you'll see there that we have the video editor. If you've got Microsoft Office 10, 11, you may not know it, but you have in your Microsoft package, you have video editor. You can go to the search bar and you can do video editor. And that's how I create the videos that you saw. I just splice them together, put music to the background. I cut, I fade, I do those types of things. I have no formal training on any of this. Again, I tell you, I'm an education major. I had no training on how to do video editing or YouTube is your friend. I went on to YouTube and I learned how to, I just put into YouTube how to create a video using video editor. And there's thousands of videos showing you how to do that, showing you how to add music, how to add clips, how to add this, how to add that. So I've not created any of this content with previous knowledge. I just Google YouTube how to Canva. Again, we talked about that. I use Canva primarily for removing backgrounds, creating logos, those types of things. It does have a video editing piece you can put in there. You can create videos and you can upload them to 1080. So you can do that in Canva. Again, I don't know a lot about Canva. I use the tool primarily for removing backgrounds and creating logos.
And then
But
the Apple users, right? You have iMovie for free, right? So you don't have to go out and purchase all these big editing softwares and apps and all there. I use iMovie for everything I've done. I've used iMovie for all the pregame hype videos that I've done over the years as well. And it works perfectly. It works great for me. And again, that's the free version on Apple. So again, if it doesn't matter if you're Apple, Microsoft, whatever, there is a free editing version out there. Again, where you don't have to go spend a ton of money, but you can make a great quality video like Jason just showed and look like the big D1 schools that put stuff out.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So Canva again, and then down in the bottom left-hand corner, that's the video editor. The top video or the top one in the middle, that is Adobe After Effects. That's what I use to create my starting lineups. Again, I had no previous knowledge of how to use After Effects. I noticed I had the free content on my computer, went into YouTube and how to create a starting lineup for a Jumbotron using Adobe After Effects and pulled up several videos, just sat and watched. Really, the only thing I've got in this is about $400 and some time. But
Yeah.
hopefully, you've seen some of the videos that we created, and you think they're cool. They're easy to do, and all they take is time and a little bit of money. And then Photoshop, we do Photoshop. We create weekly graphics using Photoshop. These are some of the graphics that we've created. Uh, we send these out on the middle one says Friday Night Lights. That was a game that we played on Halloween. So we thought it was kind of a play on, Friday Night Lights. And so that was our graphic that we sent out. The lightsaber or the sword saber down here that you see on the right, that's something we created this year that we put out on our social media. We changed that from week to week and put, whoever we're playing. So we'll have Jenks Trojans versus Lindsay. I'll use Lindsay because she's in here. So Jenks Trojans versus Enid Plainsman. We'll put that graphic out and put on there that, hey, 7 o'clock at Bruce Selby Stadium over in Enid, and send that out on our social media, or we'll put out a social media graphic that's pre-made already in box out, and have that same type of look, this same look, but I didn't have to create all of it. It's already created for me. So
Yeah, and
just
then
some good things to do.
Jeff Owen, sorry, Jason, mentioned, I've used it before too. Luma Fusion is an app. It's a $30 lifetime license. So that's another video software out there that if the Microsoft version and the iMovie doesn't give you exactly what you want, Luma Fusion is out there.
Luma
And
Fusion.
yeah, Luma Fusion, LumaFuson. Again, it's $30 lifetime license. And then, as Jason was saying about the Photoshop, Photoshop does cost money, but I would check with your admin at the school, because if you've got any type of journalism or yearbook or broadcasting class, they probably have a Photoshop subscription, because to do the things they need to do to make all their graphics for the yearbook and journalism and things like that. So check with them. Again, you may be able to just get into their stuff as well. So the school or the district may have it, you're just not aware of it. Again, you can do custom graphics like this in Canva, if you don't have the Photoshop. But Photoshop, obviously takes it to the next level, because it is a paid, a little higher paid subscription.
Yeah, and like Freddie said, we had it. We had Photoshop. We have Adobe Creative Cloud at our school, and it is already paid for. And so I just went, like Freddie said, I went to our IT department. I said, "Hey, man, I need to create graphics for our video board. Do you have any graphic packages?" And they hooked me in with the Adobe Creative Cloud for free, and it was a download, a web-based download, so they didn't even have to come over and download anything. They just gave me access and been able to create all this. But yes, it is free on my side, but if you don't have that through your school, it is that Photoshop is a paid, and I believe Adobe After Effects is also paid if you don't have an account through your school. So to just clarify that, it is paid, but you may have it within your district already. It may be just one of those deals you have to ask for. But so I've got one last thing that I'm going to show you, which goes in line with our Friday Night Lights, our October theme. This was our highlight video that we played, pre-game video when the kids come out of the tunnel. Again, everything you're going to see is video editor. It's where I edited the video. All of the content came off of my iPhone 14. And so I'll leave you with this last one here. Obviously took some liberties there with that video.
But again, as you're seeing this, I mean, if you go to big D1 games, it doesn't matter if it's football, basketball, or whatever, you're going to see these types of hype videos on their jumbotrons, on their TVs, on their social media, and all of this can be the exact same, created at the high school level or at the smaller college level that maybe not has the budget or the manpower that the bigger schools have, just by, like I said, simply just using your phone. Right, phone cameras are ridiculously good nowadays, and so that's a great. Again, I love that hype video, and even if you don't have a jumbotron, right, that's something you could put out on social media ahead of time, saying, "Hey, this is what's coming." We got our scary night, Friday night lights, right? So, please come in and join us. And like I said, it just takes a little bit of time. May take a little bit of upfront time to try to learn the different softwares, but once you get into it, then you definitely can knock it around. Again, I had a student media team at a couple of the schools that I had too, that the kids love doing this types of stuff. So I kind of turned it over to them as well, and let them help create some of the graphics and the videos, because maybe that was something they wanted to do as a career. So this kind of gave them something for their portfolio, to be able to show that they did, this type of video, this type of graphic, or maybe if they're going for a scholarship in that field as well, they have some type of data to show those people. So definitely reach out to the students and things like that. And I basically just told them, hey, who wants to get in games for free? Right. And so, because if you're part of this media team, if you're helping me with videos, and like he said, if you got a kid that wants to stand on the sideline with their phone and record some things, your payment is, I'm gonna get you into games for free. Right. We may give you a hat, a shirt, and things like that, but that's your payment. And for kids, right, getting games for free for the year is a big deal. So that's also kind of another option to go. If you're looking at your schedule saying, man, I don't have enough time to do this. Again, like Jay said, it don't take much time once you kind of figure it out. It's just kind of a cut and splice different thing.
And then one thing I will add, Freddie kind of hit on it, and I'm glad that he did. The video that you saw, that last video that I created, I actually dropped that video. I dropped a 3-second splice of that video into my box out account, and I used that video. I used several clips of that video in my box out, because they have an animated graphics that you can create in a matter of 13 seconds. You just drop that little video in there, and it's already, I mean, you put your name and your colors to it, and then you send it out. And I think from that last video, I created 23 different clips that are animated clips that we send out. We still, that video was from last year. We still send it out this year to all of our social media teams. And we put that on our platform. So
yeah, and within box out now, the past couple of weeks, they also announced that there is a video trimming option in box out, where you don't have to trim it in another platform. You just if you got a 2-minute video, you just throw it in box out, and whenever you go to create that graphic with that video, you're able to actually go in there now and trim it to the different part of that video you want. So again, just saving more time with in not having to go to 3 different platforms to get the results you want. But yeah, I mean, that was one of the big things that I saw that Jason was doing over at Jenks is, when they put out it's game day, or here's our theme night, right? They had a great video behind it. And like I said, it looked like he spent $1,000 on it, and he only spent $200 on creating that video. So it definitely eye-catching, because that's all what we want when we're scrolling through social media, right? We want what we call eye-catching items. We want people to stop and say, hey, there's something going on at this school, right? If it's a Friday night game, if it's a Thursday night game, or whatever, if we just put a bunch of text, even if it's if it's highlighting a player, for an all region or all state award, if we just put congratulations so-and-so on their all state, people are scrolling right past that. But if you take, an hour or two at the beginning of the seasons and have a media day for each team, then now you've got, headshots of the students. I mean, that kind of goes into the last part about the benefits of hosting a social media day, or a media day, is when I do my media days, Jason kind of showed you, he did that still shot with, every football player posing the same way, volleyball player, whatever. I actually, tell my student athletes, I'm gonna get the still shots. I'm gonna get the ones where you're standing there smiling. I'm gonna get, everyone's gonna cross their arms, have a serious face, and then I'm gonna give you an opportunity to do 5 or 6 different poses. Now you need to know these poses ahead of time, because you're not gonna take 5 minutes, right, up there. You only get about 1.5, 2 minutes, but so you can do poses with chains, with the ball, with a bat, with different equipment. So now I've actually got, 5, 6, 7, 8 different poses from the same athlete. So I'm not using the same picture over and over again. So if I'm putting a starting graphic out for volleyball, right, throughout the year, I'm not using the same still shot all the time, right? So now I've got different things. I've got them where they're flexing with the ball or pointing at the camera. I've got, if they can spin it on their finger, I've got them spinning it on a finger. So being able to let them have some personality in their post too goes a long way. And then I always try to save 20 to 30 minutes at the end of it too, for them to do partner pictures, to do if the senior, here's all the seniors, here's all the juniors, but here's a couple of friends that want to take pictures together. Or if the coach is like, hey, in soccer, I need the forwards to take a picture together, I need the midfielders to take a picture together. And so I always try to do that as well, to have fun ones, and to let them kind of show their personality. So then when I am at a game or a track meet or a cross country meet, and one of our athletes runs across the finish line and gets first, or has a PR, or breaks a school record, maybe, depending on the security at that event, maybe you're not able to get down to that athlete to take a picture of them right then and there. I've got a headshot of them. I've got an action shot of them. I've got a personality shot of them already saved. So if I'm standing in the stands and I can't get to them, then, or if one of my student media students or can't get to them, they can quickly in live time put out that information. Hey, so and so just PR'd. Hey, they just got first place. They just whatever. And with a great headshot and graphic. And if we didn't have a media day, we wouldn't have those things. And then that person in the stands would be trying to take a picture on their phone from 50 yards away. And we all know once you start zooming in, the quality goes down. So, that's the biggest thing I love about media days is I've just got a ton of graphics or a ton of pictures of my athletes just sitting there waiting for me to be able to use. Throwing them in videos is phenomenal. If you think maybe you don't have the time to do the videos, that's fine. But I would still, really kind of hype up the stills, making sure that you get a good quantity of stills from each athlete. Like I said, I told you I started when I was just a soccer coach, before this social media thing really kicked off. I took my phone at the time, and we all know back in 2008, the cameras were good. They're not as good as they are now. But I told him, I said, stand in front of this brick wall. Let me take a headshot. Let me take a personality shot. So I was able to, share with that, and parents love it too, right? You start putting out pictures of their students, and different shots, and they get to steal it from social media and then put it on theirs. And it's a great deal. So, that's why this one is kind of taking it to the next level. I think a lot of us do headshots. A lot of us do a team picture, the old traditional things, but how can we take that to the next level with, like Jason's talked about, with the LEDs, with the video? If you don't have maybe the time and all that to do video, how can you enhance those still shots? You can still do the LEDs. You can still make those graphics, with the shadows and the LEDs and all that, with just the stills as well. So that's the biggest benefit for me. I'll let Jason kind of tell his. But the biggest benefit for me for having a media day is just having a ton of pictures just at my disposal anytime I need it.
Yeah, so kind of started off the webinar talking about budgeting, and we don't have a dedicated sports information director or IT department that solely works just with athletics, and we don't have a budget for those types of things. We don't get any general fund money, so all of the money that we generate comes from ticket sales and advertising. So the biggest benefit for me on the media day side is what Freddie talked about. Obviously, the promotion, self promotion of our student athletes and our school and our brand. But then on the flip side of that, it's also the monetary, the monetizing of those social media posts, and the like I said, the video board. We sell that starting lineup. We have a sponsor for our offensive lineup. We have a sponsor for our defensive lineup. That's $2,500. That's $5,000 for the year that I've just generated from my media day. And so that $5,000 helps me to offset and buy my green screen, buy my box out subscription, buy my my LED lights, anything that I need to make that go to the next level. So right now, the benefits to the media days for us is monetizing our student athletes, monetizing our brand, and then also, Freddie touched on it, and I can't say this enough. You put out a picture of your running back. I can promise you that the baby boys mama and daddy gonna be up here saying, "Oh my gosh, thank you for highlighting my baby," and "Oh my gosh, you guys do such a great job of promoting student athletes and promoting them." Because whether we like to believe it or not, we all have those athletes that are getting looked at by the next level, whether that's NAIA, NCAA Division I, two, or three, or JUCO, and those coaches obviously are sliding through people's media and checking out their DMs and checking out the social media stuff that's put out there on them. So it just gives another way to promote our student athletes to that next level. Um, there's obviously a long litany of reasons to have a media day. Um, you don't need to be afraid of it because you can do it, for $400 or $500 and an iPhone. You can do it pretty cheap, and you can make it look like $1,000,000. And nobody has to know that you shot it with an iPhone unless you want them to know you shot it with an iPhone. And nobody has to know that you got a graphic that you've created with the goofy kid standing flexing his muscles, in a green screen in a closet. Nobody needs to know you shot that in a closet. So um, those are the main benefits that we're seeing. We're able to, obviously promote our student athletes and our brand, but also monetizing it.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because we do the same thing. I kind of got away from selling the banners that go in the gym and around the stadiums because again, only a couple hundred people are going to see those. But if I can sell all my game day posts to a company, like I said, I was at a bigger school and we sold that for $2,000, just like I said. So every time we put out a game day graphic, from or on game days, it would have that company's logo on it. It would have a link to go directly to them. And those companies love that because now, that not only is thousands of people seeing it because of the shares and the reshares and things like that, but now there's an active link in the caption. When I say sponsored by, ours game day is sponsored by a local screen printing company called Game On. And so, whenever I put it, say it's game day sponsored by Game On, there's an active link in that caption where people were able to click on it and go directly to their website or directly to their Facebook page or wherever they want that, the companies or the customers to go to. And so that I know companies love that. And again, that's free money. Like you said, I mean, you don't have to go out and buy a banner. You don't have to go out and buy a flag or different things like that to put these companies' logos on. That all that money that you get is pocket money, and then for you to be able to go out and purchase things to enhance, like you said, the media day and things. There is a question. Question is, doing all that on your iPhone, do you just upload the videos and pics into Google Drive, or do you use Wi-Fi, and does that take forever? I'll kind of answer mine. When I take pictures and videos, we do upload it in Google Drive. So that way everybody in our media team can pull from it, because that's the beauty about Google is everyone can share things with it. And then when we're standing on the sideline, if we're putting out a score update or something like that, we actually use a picture or a video from a previous game. We don't do it per se live. The only thing I tell my people to do it, or if I'm taking the picture, right, if we're playing, our colors are, like I say, green and yellow and white. If we're playing a game and the sports team is wearing green, I want to make sure if I'm not doing a still from the media day, I want to make sure that I put out a picture of them on the graphic that's wearing the green uniform. If I put a graphic out them with them wearing yellow or white, then people know, okay, yeah, that's not a live graphic. But if I put a graphic out or a picture out of them wearing the same uniform they're wearing during that game, a lot of times people don't realize that's not a live graphic. That's a picture we took 3 weeks ago. So just little things like that, making it seem like it's a live picture that we threw out there. I know some schools out there are able to quickly use a Wi-Fi camera or Wi-Fi phone to get stuff out. And again, if you record it on your phone, then you've got the video and the picture on your phone that you can do a quote unquote live update. But if you're not the one taking the picture or the video from the phone, I usually just throw everything in Google Drive. Jason, what do you do?
So yeah, so I use Google Drive. I upload all of my pictures and my video into Google Drive. Now, when I share the document out, so if I was to share with Freddie, obviously he's a Google guy, so I would just drop it in a Google Drive that we have shared together. However, there's people out there that don't use Google Drive. So a lot of times when I share my graphics and my videos and things like that, I'll share them with WeTransfer. It's able to drop big files and download easy and quick and fast. And if I'm sending it, I believe that question was from Mr. Owen, Coach Owen. If I was sharing it with Mr. Owen over there, and he didn't have a Google Drive and we couldn't just share it that way, I could send him a WeTransfer link, and he wouldn't have to have WeTransfer on his end. He could be able to click the link, download the video, and he would have it at his disposal. So there's a lot of different ways to do that, but yes, it does create a lot of big files, if you will. A lot of the video that you saw, a lot of those videos are literally less than a minute video clips that I've put together, that I've spliced together in the course of video editor. So it looks like it may be longer than what it really is, but it's only those videos are typically only 1 minute, 2 minutes long, and I'm splicing several together because of the large amount of transfer and a large amount of data that takes. But primarily what I do on my computer for my still shots and my videos and graphics and everything is I do store those in Google Drive. So
Yeah, and we've tried the transfer stuff live. Especially if it's on a cell phone, all you need is cellular data. But sometimes, as you know, you get into a gym or you get into a football stadium, that data may go away because of depending on the location, or if there's a lot of phones in there and it's fighting for signal. So I always try to have it things already saved and ready to go in advance. So
aside from our game day score update graphics and things like that, I too do what Freddie does. I create the graphics prior to the event, and then that way when I go to the event, all I'm doing is updating the score. I just duplicate the slide and update the score with the new score, whatever happened at that time. But my graphics are pre-made prior to going in. So typically what I do is on Thursday, I pre-cut all my graphics and have them ready and loaded into box out. That way, when I go on to a Friday game, it's right there. And I too, much like Freddie, I will make sure that I know if we're playing, this Friday we're playing at Southmore, so we're going to be in our road jerseys. So I got to talk to coach and find out, are we going to be in our road white or road gray? He says whites. I upload all my files that are white photos from maybe the previous game or previous still shots of the kid or whatever we're going to do. There's also in box out, I'm able to take pictures live and update live at that time. But again, it goes back to, do I have cellular service? Do I have Wi-Fi? Do I have the capability to do those things? If I don't, those graphics are pre-made, preloaded, and ready to go. So even if I can't do it at the game, which I've never not been able to do it at a game, because everywhere we play has good enough reception, good enough cellular strength that I don't have to worry about it. But if I did, I would have those loaded. I would come back and load those into our social media platforms either that night or the next day and have them, just so I can have that content out there.
Yeah. Right. So you want to throw this up as we close. We kind of started this. We're hoping to grow it as a Sports U group page for just anybody that wants to be, to have questions, right? It's just an AD and coach community group. So, if you want, you can take a picture of that code, just go into Sports U, add that code to join the group. Again, it's fairly young, so there's not many people in there as well, but we're hoping to grow it. And just to have an area where you can bounce ideas off of other ADs, off of other coaches, and ask questions or promote your schools and things like that. So we do have that available for you. I did want to throw Jason's information back up one more time. Feel free. I know he'll take any questions that you want. He'll help out in any way. So feel free to take a picture of that and reach out to him. And definitely, like I said, follow Jenks Trojans on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. nowadays, and because and kind of see how he takes all the stuff we've talked about today and turns it into the production that they're able to put out. But I appreciate everyone jumping in on us or with us, and this recording will be on YouTube within the week. So if you do want to go back and try to and reference some of the things we discussed, you will be able to do that or share it with others. So I look forward to hopefully seeing y'all again in November at our next webinar. I don't know really what the topic is yet, but once we figure that out and who we're going to try to get on with us, we'll make sure we put that out. So make sure you're following Box Out Sports on all 3 social media platforms to get any information from there. Jason, before we close, any last words?
No, if you guys need anything, you can reach out, shoot me an email. You want me to share any files, anything social media related, graphic related, anything. That's what this networking is about. It's about opportunities to share with other ADs from across the United States. And I can promise you, everything that I've done is not something that I've invented or something I've reinvented. It's just something that I've begged, borrowed, and gotten from other ADs. So don't create a lot of work on yourself. If there's people out there that have something that you can just take and manipulate and put it into use for your school, I'm always here to help. So just shoot me an email.
All right. Again, there's my contact information if you want to take a picture of that. But I appreciate everyone jumping on with us, and we look forward to seeing what y'all are doing coming up for the winter sports. And please feel free to reach out anytime. But until next time we see each other, go out and be better today. See y'all.